What it is, what it be like, good people. I'm DJ.
And I'm Rell, a.k.a. Moving on Your Left.
And we are the motherfucking NASHty boys.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to episode 46. Before we get started, this is the beginning of the high holy days.
Yeah.
Football is back.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling about your team's prospects this season?
I'm ready to tighten the fuck up. By the time you hear this, the game will be over with, and we probably already have the W. If not, I'm going to look like an asshole. But I'm looking excited. I'm excited about this year, man. Defense, still questionable at this point, but...
Questionable? That feels like an insult to questionable things everywhere.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Well, last year, you know, the Titans, if it was like 3rd and 20, you still have to hold your breath because we're probably not going to make a stop. I
mean, the Titans probably have, I shouldn't even say probably, they definitely have, in my opinion, the best running back in the league.
Yes.
But that defense is mad suspect.
Mad suspect. And I also feel like ever since... I apologize, people. It's about to get real sportsy today.
Oh, it's going to be NFL heavy today.
Heavy. Kevin Baier, I feel like ever since he got paid.
I mean, I feel like that's just the nature of human beings. Like, you grind real hard till you get paid, and then it's like...
Which I can't knock him for that.
Right. Like, I can't act like I don't know where my next meal is coming from. It's coming from my personal chef.
I know exactly where it's coming from.
Exactly.
Real. You feel me? But I'm excited. We play Arizona, man, and... Kind of like us, they don't have a defense either. At least their secondary is trash. So you got Julio and AJ about to just go crazy.
Here's the question. Maybe it's a hot take. Mm-hmm. Is Julio Jones done?
No.
Is he cooked? Is he washed?
No, son.
I mean, are you saying that as a Titans fan or like an objective observer?
I really don't think he's done. But also, you've seen the Titans when they picked up Randy Moss way later on in his career where he didn't have any impact.
Was he with the Titans for like 3 games? Because wasn't he on like 8 teams that season?
No, he was with us the whole time, I believe.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just didn't
Maybe I just
do
don't
much.
remember right.
He was just kind of there.
Yeah, I guess it just wasn't noteworthy.
Honestly, I can't remember if he finished the season or not. It was a very waste of a pickup.
Randy was kind of bullshit.
And you probably only remember this. We had Andre Johnson on the Titans for a little while. Andre
for some reason I thought he retired to Texan.
No, he may have, but he came here for a little while. He may have went back and,
damn, y'all just take anybody, one day. Huh?
Yeah, that's
y'all
what we do.
Y'all love a good washed up veteran.
Mm-hmm. But I think Julio's gonna break the chains.
I mean,
he's only 32, which is I guess old.
Yeah, but he got a lot of miles on it. He's had a bunch of injuries.
I think he's gonna be all right.
I hope the Titans do well. I mean, me personally, like I don't give a fuck about the Titans, but like living in Nashville, like it's always nice. Like when the Titans do well, like it changes like the mood of the city because lots of people here are way too fucking passionate about the Titans and just makes shit more pleasant when they win.
They should be. So
is it really that big a deal?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you what it is. So when the Titans came here, immediately we saw success. We went to the Super Bowl like their first year in Nashville.
Yeah, but that's because Steve McNair was powered by side bitches.
Yes,
I'm just saying. He kind of had a PED is all I'm saying.
You know the power of a side bitch?
The power of a second family, you can go to the highest heights of your life if you got 2 families.
I do not promote cheating, but if you're going to be an fucking excellent athlete, do it.
Yo, if you're going to do anything, do it at the highest level.
But like cheat with a girl, don't cheat like Bill Belichick cheats. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's clarify what he said because he said cheat with a girl, don't cheat how Bill Belichick cheats. He's not saying it's not okay to cheat with a man. He's saying don't cheat the game itself. Because it sounded like what you were saying was don't cheat with a dude. But if that's your bag,
go for it.
Get in it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're an athlete, you've spent your whole life training to be like the very best at what you do. It's probably hard for you to like halfway do anything.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to have a side girl, get her pregnant, have a second home, a secret apartment that your main girl doesn't know about. Like, take that shit all the way, son.
But make sure you're careful about it because you don't want to go the PJ Washington route.
Oh, okay. So with
different
PJ,
story though,
PJ, it wasn't having a second family. He got tricked by the wrong man.
That's true.
Where I thought you was going was Tiger Woods. Don't be worth $700 million and only got 1 cell phone,
son. And
then leaving voicemails telling chicks your name. Hey, it's me, Tiger. Call me.
This is Eldridge Tiger Woods. This is definitely me cheating.
Say, hey, it's Tiger, that guy who met you at Perkins, and you gave him head. Give me a call when you get a chance. Thanks. Bye.
Don't have an alibi. I was definitely with you. Like it was.
Yo, son, you worth $700 million and got 1 cell phone.
Be better.
He had an AT&T sponsorship and had 1 cell phone.
I know regular ass dudes who just have like a work phone and. in their own phone.
My uncle ain't been shit his whole life, still lives with my grandparents and has 2 phones. I promise.
What are you doing?
Now, they're Cricket and Metro PCS, but he has 2 phones.
Hey, if he's in the right spot, he gets connection.
Hey, he's in his 60s. He's still in the game. He's still out here.
Can't talk to nobody on a road trip.
But, I mean, like I said, I hope, the Titans do well. I care more so about my fantasy team, so I'm trying to see Dalvin Cook run all over the motherfucking field today.
Let's go fantasy. Can we go through your team? Who do you have?
All right, hold up. I didn't know we was gonna do this. Hold on.
Well, we're doing it, man.
Pull up my app.
I need to know because my team. I was the first pick this year. I never want to be the first pick again.
I hate that shit.
I want to be right in the middle. Give me 5 or 6, man.
Because if you're in like a 12 team league, you have to wait like 20 something picks.
Yeah,
like before you go again.
We're in a 10 man team. 10 man and woman team. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm in 2 leagues, right? So I won't go through every single person.
Just give me your highlights.
So all right. So I had a strategy. So in this league, it's a 2 quarterback league. So my strategy was,
I like those.
Get a quarterback with a matching receiver, whether it's a wide receiver or a tight end, like
is
a
it
pass
PPR?
catcher. Yeah, and it's PPR.
Hold on. So you're doing so let's just say like Josh Allen's your quarterback. So you will want Stephon Diggs. That's your strategy?
Right, exactly.
Ooh, that's dangerous, man.
So I got Patrick Mahomes with Travis Kelce. I'm finna get busy today.
Yeah, okay. All right, I can see that.
Then because I think he's a sleeper, I waited for my second quarterback. I got Matt Stafford and I got Robert Woods.
He's going to ball the fuck out.
Yo, they can't run the ball. He might throw that bitch 70 times a game.
I don't know I know the Lions were terrible, but he was also putting in work up there.
He threw for 5,000 yards, throwing to nobody.
Nobody.
He was throwing to you and me and
literally,
got 5,000.
Kenny Galladay's the only Lion I might even know now other than Jared Goff.
He's definitely the only current Giant. Not Giant.
DeAndre Swift, maybe, I guess.
But DeAndre Swift's not going to do shit.
No.
It's fine. They suck.
He's still available in our league.
So because I went pass catchers heavy early. Oh, I also got Kyle Pitts because fuck what you heard.
Hey.
1,000-yard season coming.
Rookie of the year candidate already.
And then I got because I did all that fancy shit up front.
It wasn't Kyle Pitts. Who was Jamar Chase. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he sucks.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
So because I did all that fancy fireworks shit in the beginning, my running backs is a little suspect. So
who you got?
I got Raheem Mostert. Could be good. Who knows? And Nyheim Hines. He just got paid, so I feel like they got to give him the ball.
Oh, your running backs are trash.
Oh, no, they garbage.
Who's your first pick?
My first pick was Patrick Mahomes.
Okay,
This is a 2 quarterback league, so you gotta take a quarterback early.
No, I was wondering. Okay.
Otherwise, you end up with like Trevor Lawrence and
why your running
Goff.
backs are so terrible.
Yeah, no, they're trash.
Yeah, you're not gonna win.
But one of my flexes, I got Robbie Anderson. Could have a good season.
Okay.
My sleepers, I took AJ Green because I'm like, I feel like he's got to do something. It could go either way, but he was literally the last pick of the draft. But I also got.
We'll see how he does today.
I got Michael Pittman from the Colts because the Colts suck, but somebody has to catch the ball.
Hey.
Like no team has ever gone a whole season without scoring a single point.
And I hate the Colts, obviously, but Carson Wentz is back with his guys, so he might have a solid year.
Who knows? And because I don't trust Austin Eckler, because he's always fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I got Justin Jackson from the Chargers because Austin Eckler may not play today.
Yeah, he may not.
So I don't trust him.
Who's your defense?
I got the Ravens defense.
Man.
See me usually. So all right, fuck it. We
They're
can
gonna be giving up the ball a lot.
Usually, my strategy on defense is like I stream defenses. So usually, I won't even draft a defense. I'll wait to see like the week 1 lineup, and I'll just try to find somebody with the best matchup. I usually just hop defense to defense every week.
Yeah,
I took the Ravens. I was like, we'll see what happens. Now, technically, right now, I don't have a kicker.
Yes.
So if we take too fucking long on this podcast or recording this shit, I'm gonna mess around and not have a kicker today because the game started at 12. But anyway,
we'll be ready.
I say all that to say, this is like my holiday season. Like
I love it.
The way other people get geeked up for Thanksgiving and Christmas, nah, son.
Facts.
Fantasy football. And I'm not going to turn this into like a dark podcast, but
we've never done that.
The joy I get from fantasy football starting again makes me wonder, am I happy the rest of the year? Like when there is no fantasy football, like am I happy?
It is different.
Is there joy in my life?
It's like life again.
Like I wake up on Sunday morning, like, oh shit,
you know what I'm saying?
Football again.
I can hear the trees again. Like, you know what I'm saying? The air smells good.
It's like, yo, am I depressed the rest of the time? Like, I don't know.
On my way here, I passed the stadium and I saw all the people getting off on Shelby Ave. For people who aren't from Nashville, that's basically where the
shout out Nissan Stadium,
the south side of the stadium is. Yeah. It was just so exciting seeing all the people tailgating. And I was like, man. So anyway,
it's the most wonderful time of the year.
My team, like I said, I was the first pick. So if you had the first pick this year, who would you take?
This is regular like 1 quarterback league.
Yep.
First pick. It's a bunch of people you quote unquote should pick at running back that I just don't know about. But for me, I always look at like value, like who's going to get the most usage, who's going to get the most chances to score. So I'd probably take Christian McCaffrey, even though I don't know if I trust him.
So that's man. I definitely the guy. Shouts out to JP. He used the second pick and he took Christian McCaffrey. I don't trust him at all. So I went
Would you take Zeke?
Hell no. I would never in my days.
I don't want him on my team at all.
I don't even want to talk about Florida State right now, but I did take Dalvin Cook because that's my guy. Because
that's a solid pick.
Yes, that's my guy.
I mean, because who else? Like Kirk Cousins is just he's like walking average. So like I don't trust him to throw it that much.
And apparently him and the coach hate each other.
So we don't have to go down the anti-vax hole, but it's because he won't get vaccinated.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Because the coach has had like a bunch of sicknesses. I think he also had like throat cancer.
I think they're the least vaccinated team in the league.
And Kirk literally said, I would build a plexiglass booth in the locker room before I got vaccinated. Because he's on some real Cole Beasley type of shit.
Yeah, Cole Beasley's just like...
And the thing about it to me is just like, okay, whether you pro-vax, anti-vax, like I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
For me, for an NFL player, the protocols are different if you're vaccinated versus unvaccinated. So if you go on the COVID list and you're unvaccinated, you're out for 10 days, which means no matter when it happens, you're going to miss at least one game, possibly two, depending on like when the shit happens.
Yep.
But if you're vaccinated, it's either 4 or 5 days.
I think it's like 5, yeah.
Meaning you could go on the list, get off, and still play in the next game. So to me, just like the competitive advantage of it would make me want to get vaccinated.
I don't know how long it's gonna go on, but they were talking about it on Raw Room, which is like Darren Bates and I can't remember the other guy's podcast.
Sounds like porn, Raw Room, but all right.
Yeah, it does. It's just war backwards. War backwards on all you bastards. But they were talking about this, like if you're just a guy trying to get on the team and you ain't vaxxed, you may not get called. Like one of the first things they'll ask you, hey, are you vaccinated? And if you hit them with that no.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like I think it was Herm Edwards, I want to say, one time said the best ability is availability.
For sure.
And it's like, yo, if you can't get on if you're, like you said, on the fringes of the roster, if you literally can't get on the field because you're not vaccinated, why the fuck would I want to spend money on you? Why would I want to give you a contract?
And basically, so even the players, like, no matter what their stance is, they're basically like, I'm trying to get paid, so fuck it. I'm going to get the...
Right, exactly.
But also, I'll say this. What's the league minimum? Like 300,000, I think? 300-something?
It's closer to 4 this season.
It moved up.
400 G's, man, stick me with that shit.
Son, I got it. I don't get paid.
What are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm vaccinated and I don't make 400 grand a year.
Yeah, like, come on. But I'm going to continue on my team, but I also need to talk about health, like personal health. Like
here comes food. Dr. Rell.
Yeah, when I think it's also like 78% of people who die are overweight, but no one wants to talk about that. But anyway.
I mean, it's a personal choice.
Yeah, okay.
But then you turn around and sue McDonald's because you claiming the supersized fry made you fat. What's up now? Come on now. Is it personal choice or is it not?
Them fries were calling me. They just calling me.
Yo, McDonald's had to get rid of the bucket of fries because fat people kept suing them.
But you know, did they?
Yeah.
They have
the
a
bucket
thing
of
now.
fries does not exist anymore.
They have a new little thing now. It's like a little...
Like the tray of fries?
Yeah, basically. I can't remember what they call it.
Fry boat?
Fry boat. But yeah, anyway, like you, I did take Mahomes. That was my second pick.
As you should.
Yeah, he balls out. I've had him like
hey, fuck with your boy. You get money fucking with him.
My team for the last 3 seasons has been These Mahomies. That's like the name of it. But I have him. I'm a little weak on running backs too, other than Dalvin Cook. I have Leonard Fournette.
I mean, if Ronald Jones keeps fucking fumbling.
Yeah. Seriously, he looks a mess. Wide receivers. So one of my wide receivers, I decided he's my sleeper, even though I took him kind of early. Elijah Moore. He plays for the Jets.
I mean, somebody's got to catch the ball.
Hey, bro, Ole Miss has been pumping out some beasts.
I mean, they pumped out like 2.
AJ Brown, DK Metcalf.
I'm saying 2. You said they're pumping out beasts like it's a consistent thing.
Dexter McCluster.
Like, he's not even in the league no more. He don't count.
And he was
like a running back / kick returner / also wide receiver.
Yeah,
because he wasn't good at shit.
He was Army knife.
So he had to do everything.
He was just fast.
Exactly. It's like you remember Dante Hall had like 2 good seasons.
Do you remember we were at what's the doghouse?
Oh yeah. We definitely saw Dexter McCluster.
Yeah, remember his cousin or nephew or somebody?
Oh yeah. I remember
dude just passed the fuck out.
Yeah. No, he was fucked up.
It was like 11 a.m. though, or 12 a.m.
You know how I knew Dexter McCluster wasn't gonna make it?
How?
That nigga was my size. Like,
bro,
he ain't built for the NFL.
We were talking about this the other day. A lot of these football players are not that big. I forgot. One of my friends said they saw, I think Scott maybe, said he saw Jalen Ramsey at a restaurant, and he was like, if he was hanging out with us, he was just.
Yo, he's tall. I met him before. He's tall, but he's like mad skinny.
Yeah.
And I also met.
But he'll lay the fucking boom on you.
I met Dante Hall. Also my size. And for reference, I'm like 5'8" in a piece.
Yeah.
So they're not really built like NFL players. You know who else is small?
Who?
Deshaun Jackson. Also my size.
He looks small
on
too.
his official stats says he weighs 190. Not possible.
You know,
no fucking way.
I remember my old college roommate was telling me he went down to a Grizzlies game, and like some of the Titans showed up. So I remember Javon Curse was there. Eddie George, who is a big dude. But he was like, just the difference between the NBA players and the NFL players. NBA players they're so tall too, just massive compared to football players.
Oh, it's like so the opposite of what I'm saying with like Dexter McCluster and Dante Hall was the last time I was in Florida, was in Tampa. Buddy of mine works for the Bucks, so I didn't meet him, but I was standing across from Ndamukong Suh. He's bigger than you think he is.
Bet.
Like no matter how big you think he is, he's bigger than that.
And that's his name. I don't know where he's from, his people are from, but Ndamukong just sounds like it means humongous.
So Ndamukong means House of Spears. I do know that. It's a random weird fact I know, but shout out to Cam Newton because he was the first one to call him Donkey Kong Sue. And like that shit is legendary to me.
Also, fuck Cam Newton and whatever text he uses when he has to put out a message.
Yo, that motherfucker writes in wingdings, son.
He does, man.
He's the only person I ever seen use the wingdings font.
I haven't seen anyone write like that since like 13-year-old girls back when we were 13-year-old boys.
Yo, I remember, and so he's talking about like 20 years ago, y'all. So I'm saying with Cam Newton, I remember being like in Microsoft Word back in the day and like typing class when like that shit was a thing in school. Yeah. And I'd be like messing with all the fonts. I used to see wingdings. I was like, this shit ain't even really letters. No. Like, why is there a wingdings?
I feel like
font?
I need like Laura Croft to solve this. Like, how do
this shit is like hieroglyphics.
It is.
But this motherfucker Cam Newton writes exclusively in wingdings.
I don't know, man. That dude's different.
And so sometimes I can't tell like, yo, is he that stupid? Or is he just like next level and just like ahead of everybody else and we just don't get it?
It's not the latter. But I also don't think he's stupid. I just think he's so eccentric that he just does super weird shit.
Yo, but at what point is eccentric an excuse for just being a dickhead?
Oh, no, it's not an excuse.
Like, it's just, I feel like everybody who they say is eccentric, dickhead. But they happen to be really good at one thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, eccentric. He's not just like a dumbass. Like
Kanye?
Basically. Like, I feel like at this point, eccentric is like a mental health word. Like, you just say it to not hurt the person's feelings. Like, to avoid calling somebody crazy, you say he's eccentric.
Yeah.
But because he's successful in one facet of life, we don't want to totally shit on him.
Yeah, you can't.
But it's like, yo, you could be rich and crazy.
You can.
Like,
you can be rich and retarded. It's a real thing.
Hey, I saw, fucking Forrest Gump. Because he did everything you could do with your life.
Legend.
And still wanted to fuck a chick with AIDS. I don't get it.
And then you end up having a son who's a legend. That is amazing.
Yo, hey, shout out to Chetty Ranks.
You heard?
Psych. But, okay, so we said at the top, this was going to be sports heavy.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit last week about Bishop Sycamore. Bishop Sycamore, the football program.
Right.
And since then, I did kind of like a deep dive on them because at first I thought it was just a funny story. But then, like, the more I found out, like, the sadder and sadder it got. So have you seen any of the, like, additional coverage about Bishop Sycamore?
Hold on. After I hear the story, will I be able to, am I going to feel like I can make any more jokes or is it going to, I need to get these jokes off, son.
I mean, you might want to joke now before I tell you, like, all the shit that's really going on.
No, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Hold So if in case you didn't hear last week, Bishop Sycamore is a football program that basically got caught faking. Yeah. Like, it's not really a school. Like, so they were playing high school football games, but they are not actually a school or affiliated with a school. So once I found out some more details, this is like the most pre-internet scam possible, yet they try to run it in 2021. Like, their whole shit falls apart the first time you like Google them. The first time you Google them, this shit is over. Like, this is like a mid-90s scam. That is crazy. This was when, like, you couldn't find out stuff about people living in other states. That type of scam. All right, so where it costs just a quick recap for anybody who doesn't know. Bishop Sycamore playing a high school football game against IMG Academy. That is a real high school. It's basically a school that is known for their football program. It's in Florida. They have lots of 4- and 5-star like high school recruits. So anyway, they played a game against Bishop Sycamore. They killed them, 58-0. Players on Bishop Sycamore was sharing helmets. The announcers during the game couldn't verify the players' names because the roster they got was different from the roster that was actually playing the game. Like, this shit was a whole mess. That's crazy. So after the fact, Complex did like a investigative report on them. They talked to some of the players, some of the coaches, and they kind of like pieced together everything that was going on. So, number one, when Bishop Sycamore had played IMG Academy, that was their second game in 3 days.
That was Bishop Sycamore's
second game in 3 days. Now, in case you've been living under a
basketball,
rock,
that's okay.
Right.
Football, that's mad dangerous.
You don't play back-to-backs in football at all.
No.
Like, the toll that shit takes on your body, that shit has to be at least a week apart.
You hear, like, pros tell you, like, I don't know how I made it the next Sunday after a game. Like,
well, there's like an interview with Gronk, who is a massive fucking human being,
yes.
like 6'6", 260, talking about how the game is on Sunday. He wakes up Monday morning and can't move because his body hurts so fucking much. He has to do all types of therapy, treatments, stimulants, cold tub, hot tub. He has to get electrolysis. He has to get what's it called with the fucking needles? Acupuncture. He has to get acupuncture. All types of shit to try to get right by like Friday night, Saturday morning, then do it all again on Sunday. Basically, you're just destroying your body. He was like, you lose 15 to 20 pounds of body weight throughout the season because you're just putting so much mileage on your body. Yeah. Now, that is for a massive human being who is a grown-ass man. He's a man among men. Yeah. Playing once a week. Now you got boys, well, not really boys because the cats on Bishop Sycamore were grown-ass men, but playing 2 games in 3 days, and in some cases they played like 3 games in 10 days. Like, the shit was crazy. Just stupid. Also, they didn't practice, and they did not have plays. Games? Yes, they didn't, because they weren't a real fucking school. So
you can't Allen Iverson football.
Yo, hey, son, how do you? Because here's the thing with football. Like 95% of the game is practice. It's like
all
the
chemistry,
repetition.
Man.
It's chemistry. It's getting the plays. It's knowing what to do. And there's a whole like
trying to get people hurt.
There's a whole like technical aspect of football that people don't think about as far as like your footwork, your technique, like that type of shit. It's that like you have to get
certain
down.
Sports you have to practice. Like boxing, you just can't jump in a ring and think you're gonna perform well.
Well, that's the thing. It's like no wonder they got out there and got fucked up 58 to nothing.
Should have been worse than that.
So they talked to the founder of the school, who basically said, well, this isn't really a school. It's a postgraduate program, because he was trying to skirt around the fact that these weren't actually high school kids, that these were grown-ass men. There was kids on the roster who were not even kids. Men were like 24 and 25. All right, so here's where the scam comes in. The owner of the school thought he hit a lick because for anybody who's familiar with like college football, you have big time schools like Alabama who sometimes have trouble filling out their non-conference schedule. So they basically pay other teams to just take this ass with them. Like take this L.
Yep.
That's why like McNeese State plays against like Michigan and other weird shit like that. Like Coastal Carolina will play Alabama.
Mercer just got their ass beat.
Right. But that's the thing in college football is like there's smaller schools who make their whole budget based on playing Alabama and getting fucked up.
I went to MTSU, I know.
Now the difference here is, first of all, there's no diploma in it for these kids. Like there is no higher thing. Like football is it.
That's it.
And so basically Bishop Sycamore was getting paid by these other schools basically to just get fucked up. So the owner and coaches were just collecting checks every week.
Were the players getting a cut?
Nope. So they interviewed, Complex interviewed some of the players, and they said basically their incentive was they were told that, you know, if they join a team, they make it look good, they'll get a Netflix special, and then they'll get a cut of that.
That's shitty.
And it's like, yo, how much do y'all think Netflix pays?
That's the guy on Instagram, like, all right, I'm not going to pay you, but you have exposure.
Right. But here's the thing, right? It's like, let's say you're in the NFL, you're making a minimum of $400,000 a year, right? Let's say bottom of the rung player. You blow your knee out. I at least got my $400,000 for my 1 year. I got something. I got some insurance. I got something I can build up the rest of my life with. You blow your knee out playing for Bishop Sycamore, shit is a wrap.
Yes.
You're going to be flipping burgers at McDonald's with a boot on. Like this shit is over, son.
You're done.
And the thing about it was when they interviewed the players, first of all, you know what type of conditions the players were in?
No.
So they were playing their games in Ohio. But again, there is no real school. These are not high school kids. They were sleeping on the floor of an Airbnb. Son. And that's when
trick grown ass men to do this.
Well, but that's the thing. That's when like it stopped being funny to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how bad is your life? Like, how few options do you have when you feel like your best move is to sleep on the floor of this Airbnb, get your head knocked in 3 or 4 times this week, and then hope and pray you get a Netflix
My man
special.
is just catching people straight out of jail. Like, hey, you wanna be on a football team?
Well, and that's the shit that bothered me. That's why it was sad, because this shit almost felt like predatory by like the dude who owned the school. It's like you recruited dudes with no options to come out here and get their head bust for you. Then you collect the checks and they don't get nothing.
Because there's zero chance You could talk us into doing shit like that.
Oh well, I mean, okay.
The Bishop Sycamore, there's no way we're gonna be on
not Bishop
something
Sycamore.
like that. Now,
but if it was like 400 G's today,
yes,
hey
let's
man,
go.
Line up Aaron Donald. I'm gonna knock this
Yeah.
nigga out.
I'll
Let's
play
go.
3 games this week. I don't care.
Let's go.
Yep.
Fuck my body. I'll buy a new one.
Yeah.
But no, like the thing about it to me is it's just like you taking advantage of these. It's not even kids. You're taking advantage of like grown ass men. And the thing about it to me was like you taking advantage of people who clearly don't have like good support structures.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely preying on the weak.
This is some real like predatory, like sick shit. Because the thing about it is like they're not a real like institution. They didn't have insurance, and so it's like when you blow your knee out, like one of the dudes did in the game against IMG Academy. Who's picking up that bill?
Nobody.
And you know Bishop Sycamore don't give a fuck about you.
That's a whole different thing, man. Like just the way people can be preyed upon, man. It's like been going on like forever.
It's like a weird situation, weird dynamic where it's like they're in on the scam, but also kind of not in on the scam because you know it's a scam, but you don't really profit from the scam because you're also getting scammed.
I feel like you're basically like the hoe in the in the prostitution ring, like you're getting pimped.
You're what we call the bottom bitch.
You're the bottom bitch.
You're the one who will never leave this dude, but he's never gonna take care of you. You're never gonna get a proper share of your money.
But in your head, I guess you have a promise of something happening for you. I don't.
But this is the shit where it gets like deeper and darker to me because then I start to look at like society as far as like, okay, I'm not a communist, but hear me out. When you live in a capitalist society, at a certain point, like your job becomes like your identity. And it's like for a lot of these dudes, it's like if I don't play football, like what the fuck do I do? Like who am I? Like if I can't play football? And the thing about it was just like, so take it one step further. So as they're sleeping on the floor of the Airbnb, somebody stole the head coach's car.
One of the players or just somebody?
No. Some random dude stole the head coach's car. So do you know what the head coach did?
What?
Instead of calling 911,
send the players out?
He told the players, I'm going to cut you from the team if you don't go find out who stole my car and go get it back. And they found the dude. And like people with very few options do you want to know what they did?
Beat the shit out of him?
They stomped him the fuck out.
Hold on, time out. Who is this guy? What's his back? Like the owner, the coach.
So basically, before I get to that, it's almost like they're like child soldiers to me, like at this point.
Yes.
Where it's just like somebody has brainwashed you. Yeah, somebody has like brainwashed you into thinking like, I have your best interest at heart. Just do what I say and everything's going to be cool.
I'm going to cut you from the team that doesn't give you anything.
Yo, like this is like a real toxic fucking relationship. It's like I abuse you, then I make you feel like nobody else will want you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that when I threaten to leave you, you feel like it's the end of the world.
Bro, that's sad, man.
No, he really is pimping these kids now that we're talking about it.
These are grown-ass men.
And that's the thing. It's like some of the players that Complex interviewed, they were basically like, you know, everybody can spot like the problems with what we're doing, but nobody can tell me what I should do. Like, what should I do instead of this? Should I go flip burgers?
That's true.
Because he was like, if we get the Netflix special, it's going to pay me way more money than if I had been working at a fast food place, working at the grocery store, wherever, like this entire time. Now, there's no guarantee that a Netflix special is going to get them that type of money.
But I also hate that.
Like, they believe that shit like with their whole
But
heart.
I also hate that everyone wants like kind of the easy way. Everyone wants to take the elevator, but like they tell you, there is no elevator to success. There's only stairs.
I mean, do you want to go deeper into like the darkness that set up this situation?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about athletics in America, especially high school athletics.
Yes.
It's like, so for most players who make it to the NFL, they've been playing since like Pop Warner.
Small percentage.
8, 9, 10 years old. But I'm saying everybody who wants to get to that level is playing from 8, 9, 10 years old. Then you get to high school. There is, 30 or 32 NFL teams, right?
32.
All right, 32 NFL teams. A very limited pool of jobs. We're talking about on the active roster, like 53 men per team. You got a practice squad. You probably end up being
11,
up to like something like that.
7 to 11, I can't remember.
So you're talking about 60 to 70 players on each team. But there's thousands of high schools across the country. There's millions of kids who think that they are going to be the one, they're going to make it to the NFL. So here's the problem with that. Because athletics, especially in states like Texas, Florida, California, high school football is so big that basically you are trained to feel like athletics are more important than academics.
Yes.
And so for the very small percentage of players who are going to make it to the NFL, that might make sense. That might be true. But for a lot of these dudes, they get pushed through high school being told that football, sports, and then they end up finishing their high school career, can't make it on the next level, can't get to college, but now they don't have no type of education.
Exactly. Because think about it. Like you were saying, like usually like the guy who's like a star in your hometown or your local school or whatever, if he makes it, he ends up at the McNeese. He ends up at the Mercer. It's so hard to get on, even on the big schools to be seen. So you're right. It's tough.
And I'm not shitting on him. Well, I'm kind of shitting on him because fuck him. So when I went to high school at North Miami, there's a dude named Brandon Coleman. That's his government name because I know he's not going to hear this shit. He was like the big man on campus.
Yeah.
1,000% dickhead. Now, is there some hate in what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah.
He got all the girls who wouldn't even look at me in high school. And he actually made it to a Division I school. Well, I think it's Division I. Mississippi State is Division I.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
All right, so he was quarterback for our high school.
Yeah.
Made it to Mississippi State. He was Division I. And this is a dude who actually made it through high school.
Also, fuck their fans in those Cowboys.
Made it through college. And that motherfucker works at Staples now. So if you look at the dudes who don't even make it past the high school level, they're like the perfect prey for like the dudes from Bishop Sycamore because they feel like they don't have no options.
Yes.
They didn't really get a good education. And on top of that, because we're getting deeper and darker today, in America, we don't treat learning a trade the way we should. We make it seem like learning a trade is the easy way out. And so you combine all that shit, and now you got a bunch of dudes who are out of high school, grown-ass men, don't have any real skills to show for it. And since they can't make it in football, they don't know what to do.
We were talking about this yesterday. Like the guy who has to, he only has to do it like once a month, who climbs like cell phone towers, like change out bulbs or whatever, gets paid like $77,000 a year.
Well, it's just like
it's garbage men make a ton of money.
In Nashville, we had a shortage of crane drivers. Do you know what the starting salary is for a crane driver?
It's gotta be crazy.
It's $90,000. I'm talking about straight out of crane driving school. Is 90 G's.
So you might not see me in 2
and
weeks.
They could and they were offering to pay for you to go to the training because the training I want to say was in like Iowa or Nebraska, something like that. They were paying for you to go to a 6-week training. They put you up in a hotel. They pay for all your food, everything, because they were so desperate for crane drivers because there's so much construction going on in Nashville and there's so much money behind that $90,000 little salary.
Bro,
paying for you to go to Iowa,
what?
That shit was nothing.
What? Are you
and
serious?
I feel like people make fun of like learning a trade or something else. It's like an underwater welder. You want to guess how much they make?
I don't know, but it's kind of dope though.
It starts at $200,000. No bullshit.
So the problem is people keep
now you could die underwater, but
people, this is the problem. It always comes down to women. So I think in the guy's mind is, oh, if she knows that I do this,
how?
Wait. It doesn't make sense. It's not a sexy job or whatever. So they think they shouldn't do it, but I don't give a fuck.
Yo,
the food I'm putting on this table is like some good ass food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but even beyond that, it's like if a chick's like, oh, so what do you do? I'm an underwater welder.
Yeah,
she's waxed. She needs a tool.
That's fly.
What are you talking about?
Fly. Yeah.
Or if it's like, I'm an electrician. Like, here's the thing. I feel like we talk about shit like hypothetically, like, women won't like that trade. They won't think that's like a sexy job.
That's like guys.
I've never met a single woman who was turned off by an electrician. Not once.
I mean, neither one of us are women, but I feel like women love to see like that hard work and like you put effort in, you have that grind in you. I could be wrong, but it seems that's the way.
I mean, but what woman is going to hear you say, I don't know, what's another trade? Plumber. I'm an HVAC technician.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what? I feel like
a
woman won't necessarily be like, oh, I want to fuck you because you're an HVAC technician, but I promise you ain't getting disqualified of being an HVAC tech.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I have a good job with benefits. What do you do?
That's not what's going to disqualify you. You can say some other bullshit that you're like, fuck this dude, but
that's what I'm saying. I just feel like we don't value trades the way that we should.
We definitely should.
And so the deeper, darker thing here was even deeper and even darker, I should say, is like, okay, are you familiar with like diploma mills?
No.
Okay, so we're going to take it to another step. So a lot of the players, the ones who the high school coaches really feel like, yo, you can make it to college, maybe make it to the NFL, but can't get their academics right because we've been pushing sports.
Oh, I see where this is going.
They have them register at another school that they refer to as diploma mills, where basically the school is accredited, and they basically push you through, give you a high school diploma, but because you haven't lost your eligibility, you go back to your regular school, and now no matter what you do in class, you qualify because you already have your high school diploma. And so now they just setting you up for even bigger fall because you have a high school diploma, but you didn't have to learn shit to get it, and you may or may not make it in sports.
That's nasty.
But these are student athletes, and they shouldn't get none of the money because they're amateurs.
They're getting paid now, some of them.
Well, it's not at like the high school level.
But
like I said, there's high schools in like Texas, Florida, California that's making big bucks.
But have you seen some of these stadiums?
Heavy bags. Yes.
They're like better than some of the college stadiums.
Yo, in Miami, where I'm from, Jackson High School, their stadium holds 30,000 people. No bullshit.
So we only had 2,000 students.
Yo, shit. Well, I mean, Florida is crazy because some of the bigger like football schools have mad amounts of kids. And another thing they do is, and you know what this story reminded me of? Do you remember Prime Prep?
Prime Prep. Why does it sound familiar?
Deion Sanders started a school.
Yeah. I do. Yep.
And the whole thing was supposed to be like centered around like the athletics program. And it's like, okay, send your kids here if they want to play football because they're going to be coached by the Hall of Famer like Deion Sanders. He wasn't the head coach, but he was like one of the assistants. His name was on the school.
Yeah.
So because nobody gives a fuck about these kids, literally anybody can start a school. And because he knew somebody who knew somebody, he's Deion Sanders, so the state gave him accreditation for the school. So any academic records like was legit. Other schools were going to have to respect it because it's an accredited school. You know, the day before the school was supposed to open, Deion was like, turns out I don't know what I'm doing, and bounced. So kids had like moved to Florida to go to this
just
academy.
For that, yeah.
Kids had changed their whole life to try to go to this school. So many kids were ready to go to school with Deion Sanders because they thought that was going to be like their springboard, like the next step. And he bounced on all them kids.
I think it's one of the saddest things because a lot of these kids come from like very like poor neighborhoods and shit. So they feel like this is the only way. They feel like it's the only way. And it goes to another thing because especially for a lot of black kids, the only successful black people you see on TV and stuff, or in life, or just in general, neighborhood wise, gonna be the hustlers. TV, entertainers, you know what I'm saying, the musicians, athletes. But when you go to your doctor, it's like some white dude. You go, you know what I'm saying, all these other things. The professors.
What was it? I think it was Biggie who said you got to slang rock or have a wicked jump shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfortunately for a lot of kids. Like we laugh and joke. Like we might joke about it because we know better, but there's lots of kids who it's like you start to internalize the shit that you see. And if all you see is like athletes or like social media influencers or whatever,
I gotta
think that's the only shit you can do.
I gotta be funny. That's crazy, man.
Because the sad thing about it, I shouldn't even say sad, but just the reality of it is like human beings are like tribal people. Like everybody wants to belong to a group. And if you feel like you can only do like one of these 3 or 4 jobs to like be accepted by society or like people around you, like that's the shit you're gonna strive for.
And I think it comes back to why trade schools, another reason trade schools and stuff aren't so popular, because no one's really seeing it and no one's thinking, hey, I could do this.
Well, I think it's not even so much that you're not seeing it, because I feel like everybody has seen like electricians, like plumbers, construction workers, shit like that. I feel like they don't know enough about it. They don't know how much money you can make doing this thing.
That's what I meant about it. Like they don't see that as like this dude's getting paid, you know.
Like they laugh at the garbage man because he smells like ass. Thing is, garbage man's getting cake. Man. With mad benefits from
like
the county.
80K a year doing that shit.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's just like...
And then become the driver. It's even easier.
I feel like... And I'm starting to sound like my old-ass dad, but I feel like people...
I mean, you are wearing the jumpsuit.
Son, I could paint a mural. I could fix an AC. I could do some janitorial work. I could do anything in this.
You could kill like teenagers in the cabin. You can do anything you want to do.
Wait till I get me a hockey mask. It's over. But really, I'm wearing this because my fantasy team is about to put some work in today, and I want to be dressed appropriately.
But I'm in the dirt. Yeah.
But I feel like I know I sound like my dad, but it's just like I feel like people have like devalued like hard work. Like somehow people have looked at it like if you're working hard because you're the garbage man or you're a plumber or whatever, you're doing some things that maybe in your day-to-day life you wouldn't necessarily want to do. People look at it like that's something to be like laughed at or like joked about. Like that's an embarrassing job to have. But it's like, yo, if I'm a certified electrician, not only do I get money, I can work wherever I'm at. Like in like any country, any state, like everybody needs electricians all the time. That shit is recession proof, son.
I'll also say that delusion's mad high at this point. So did you see the thing when the guy ran up on Logan Paul?
No.
So Jake Paul just fought Tyron Woodley. And during the fight, this dude, like, he's from Ohio. Ohio, you're really taking some L's right now, being the new Florida and all. This guy quits his job or whatever, somehow sneaks backstage and just runs up on Logan Paul.
For what?
Tells him he wants to work for him. He wants a job. And all that. He's like, quit my job for you, blah, 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 and all that stuff.
I didn't tell you to quit your job.
No. And Logan Paul was like, so what do you do? And the guy's like, oh, I can do anything.
The guy should have been like, what do you do?
Yeah, he should have. But he was like, but Logan Paul, he kind of kept it real with him. He was like, so, like, how can you help me? Like, what can you do? And the guy just did not have an answer. And so Logan Paul basically just wasn't fucking with him. And the guy tries to get on like the camera, start crying and being all saying like, I quit my job. And like, why do you think you deserve success, or you think you're gonna become famous? And what?
I feel like people is like they both overvalue and undervalue hard work.
Yes.
Meaning your only skill can't be I'm a hard worker.
No.
Like you got to have something else.
But also you got to be a hard worker at something.
Right. And the thing about it is I feel like in that scenario, right, like it's one thing if you're going to trade school or whatever, we're here for a specific purpose. But if you're going to run up on somebody and say you should hire me, if you're trying to sell yourself, like you got to have some type of skills or like some rationale for them to want to hire you.
Imagine walking up on Shark Tank, like, guys, I just want the money.
Yeah.
I promise. Whatever.
Hey, I could do stuff. I make things happen.
Yeah. Come on, Mark.
hey, $2 million for 5%. What's up? Takers?
Come on, Damon. Stop playing.
Y'all don't need to fight amongst yourselves. I'll take $2 billion from each one.
Straight up. Let's do this.
But no, I just feel like, to your point, I feel like, and damn, I sound old saying this, but I really feel like social media is messing with people's heads.
No, it is.
Like people look at like an influencer, and number one, I'm not crying for these people, but being an influencer is fucking harder than you think.
Yes.
Like you have to whore yourself out in a way to where like all your dignity is gone.
I ain't gonna lie. People talk a lot of shit about the Kardashians. Those motherfuckers are really good at what they do.
But here's the thing. People will say, well, oh, they don't have any talent. It's like, yeah, they kind of do though.
You don't accidentally make $1 billion.
Right. But here's the thing. You don't accidentally get millions and millions of people to like like you and want to be like you. Like there is
so many girls look the way they do because of that family.
Yes. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Kim Kardashian might have invented the BBL. She might have.
Bro, that whole look. The long black hair, like the fake body.
I feel like she started the foreign wave.
Yes.
Like when you look at a girl and you can't really tell where she's from. You think she might be Hispanic. She might be Middle Eastern. I can't really tell.
When you find out like this girl's just from Nebraska, you're like, what?
Right, exactly. You find out she just got a good tan.
Yeah, okay.
And the thing about it to me is like people knock them and say that they're talentless. And it's like, okay, if they're talentless, go do what they did.
That's what I'm saying.
Go do it.
Like Hov said, I heard motherfuckers saying they made Hov say, okay, so make another Hov.
Exactly. Like even if you can't like put your finger on what they do, you can't tell me that they do nothing.
Exactly.
Because if doing nothing gets you $1 billion, we should all be rich.
Yes. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of pretty girls in the world.
Right.
Prettier than them. But what are you doing?
It's just I feel like
also shouts out for OnlyFans for getting back to their roots. Yeah, so these pretty girls can do what they do.
Hey, y'all thought it was funny. Oh, we don't do porn anymore. We're not that type of website. Turns out y'all are exactly that type of. That's the only type of website y'all are. And don't ever do that bullshit again.
Reverse.
But no, I just feel like getting back to the original topic of like the Bishop Sycamore kids. I just feel like we got so many issues like societally that are just like bearing themselves out like in these kids to where it's like everybody's like, oh, this is terrible. You shouldn't be doing this. But you can't tell them what they should be doing.
Right.
Like you don't want to talk about the system that led them to this place where they're getting preyed on by this dude at Bishop Sycamore. And I just think it's sad. Like it's not nearly as funny as what I thought it was. And
we were having a ball last week.
Plot twist. The state of Ohio ruled that they could finish their schedule and play the rest of their games. So having said everything I said about what's going on, how the kids are being preyed on, how it's not a real school, how they're claiming it's a postgraduate academy.
Yes.
State of Ohio was like, play ball.
Okay. I have a question. I don't know how I should put it. But where's like a good example of local or federal, the government really looking out for its people?
I mean, I don't know if we have enough time in today's episode to have that conversation.
I mean, real.
But to me, it just like underscores that nobody cares about these kids.
No.
And again, not even kids. Nobody cares about these grown men in this circumstance.
Like no one cares about anyone really.
And the thing about it to me was,
it's kind of frustrating.
Forget the dudes at Bishop Sycamore, right? Like we all agree they're grown men. They're out of high school.
Yeah.
You can do what you want with your life.
Absolutely.
If you want to play 2 games in 3 days, that's your business. But to me, it's like, well, what about the other kids? I get that the dudes from Bishop Sycamore suck.
Yeah.
But it's still grown ass men playing against
children. I think the problem is lost kids become lost adults. You know what I'm saying? So while yes, you're able to make your own mind up, but if you just never in your life had those right tools or were pointed in the general direction, in the right direction, you're gonna be kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And a cycle is gonna keep continuing. So those kids may have kids, or those adults may have kids, and it just keeps going and just keeps getting worse and worse. So we got to start looking out for each other in a way. But anyway, I do want to look out for my guys, Tyler and Jarvis.
Yeah. Today is a great day to tighten up.
Yeah, tighten up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay,
man.
So another sports related story that I want to make it more like personal, but I'm using the story as a jumping off point. So Stephen A. Smith, everybody's familiar with. First Take on ESPN. Like,
I know him personally.
He works harder than any Jamaican I know. He has about 75 jobs.
Bro.
And he recently pushed Max Kellerman off of First Take.
Yes, he did.
Now, did you see the interview he did talking about what happened?
I heard a clip from it that probably was the overall theme of what he was saying about why they kind of like let him go.
So the short version was he said, rumors are true. I wanted Max off the show, so I got him off the show. My fucking show. And what do you want from me?
I mean, they kind of ran their course for the most part.
Well, he said the reason was he felt like their chemistry wasn't like what it should be. Like they had like hit a wall. Now, me personally, I think it was because Max called him an uncle. Basically called him Uncle Tom. Say, I think like on like 75 different occasions. You didn't see
things really changing until you saw Max standing up for like these black issues more than Stephen A, who always pretend. I don't want to say pretend, but always claims to be like.
There was a particular episode where I want to say it was Terrell Owens. Might have been Terrell Owens.
Yep, it was.
Where he said, damn, Stephen, Max is blacker than you.
Yeah.
Hey, if you saw the look on Stephen's face, he ain't like that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like
not gonna come on my show and call me Uncle Tom.
Stephen A kind of been overdoing it because I'm a black man, and as a black man, bro,
get off the weed.
Yeah. Like, we're just talking about Aaron Rodgers. We don't have to bring this in right now.
Well, but that's the thing though. Like, Stephen A. Smith to me is like, cool. He's getting paid big time. He's making like $20 million a year or whatever it is. But it's like you play a character on TV.
That's it.
And your character is a little Uncle Ruckus-ish.
Yes, which is also a whole nother story. These personalities have to go away.
I hate this
Not
shit.
just sports and news, like sports and news, basically, because this is kind of on topic. But I remember, like, on CNN, they used to have the ticker at the bottom with, like, all these news stories. I used to love it. And one day they just took it away. So now we're focused on these personalities. So now there's names. Like, now you know these people. Like, you know their stories. Like, I don't want to know where fucking Chris Cuomo comes from or Tucker Carlson, like, all these motherfuckers.
The stories aren't about the sports anymore. The story is about the person talking.
Yeah, like, what?
And it's just like, I feel like First Take.
Exactly right.
First Take created like the take industry. And by that, I mean, there's so many shows with just people telling you what they think.
They figured out with Skip and Stephen A for sure.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like, you remember Cold Pizza, right?
Yeah, that's what it was originally.
Before, it used to just be like Skip with like a random person.
Yep.
And it used to be like First and 10. And they would do like the different little topics. And it was just a piece of like a larger show. Then all of a sudden, it became the whole show. And now like arguing is like the theme of the day. Like at a certain point, like I'm not just trying to watch two random dudes argue about
the story
stuff.
Later on will be Stephen A says that these are his top 5 and blah, blah, blah.
Well, and then it became like a snake eating its own tail because then it was be like Stephen A or Skip would say something wild that every other show on ESPN would talk about for the rest of the day.
And it's all the same thing.
Like, we see the scam, y'all. Bro. We see the scam.
We were at a bar and they were talking about Madden ratings the entire day.
Yeah. ESPN used to never talk about Madden.
What?
They would never in a million years talk about Madden before.
ESPN2 may show like a Madden tournament.
Right.
But that was the show.
But they wouldn't spend literally 3 hours talking about the ratings.
What?
Just talking about some made up shit that has nothing to do with real football.
Or anything.
Like that shit is not real even a little bit.
Bro, I don't know if it'll work because I guess people just love sensationalism, but I would love just a straight, just real ass. We only talk about shit when it's something to talk about.
That's never going to happen again.
I know.
Because like we always talk about, everything is clickbait.
Everything's clickbait.
Everything is clickbait.
Bro.
Like everything, it's not about
the problem?
like, what?
You can't really differentiate real headlines between onion headlines anymore. It's crazy.
I've definitely seen some real headlines where I was like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like, this is from some like satirical website.
No, it's real.
Nope. Turns out this shit is real life.
It's just sad, man.
And that's the thing to me is just like, so to finish up with Stephen A. Smith, I feel like I get it and I don't get it. On the one hand, I'm like, yo, it's your show. If you don't like Max, if you don't like the dynamic, get that motherfucker out of here. But at the same time, it almost kind of seems like Max was shining too much.
Yeah.
Stephen A was hating a little bit. And was like, can't nobody shine brighter than me on my show.
That's exactly what I'm going to be honest. I don't like either one of them. But I can see that happening for sure. I can see it being the case.
And so my question is, like, to make this about a larger picture, have you ever, like, career-wise, felt like somebody was just, like, hating on you? Like, they didn't like how you were shining. They felt like you was getting too big.
Yes, this is my life.
So what happened?
Let me try to think of a specific example. I just feel like I just felt that. I don't know, man. It's just back running track. I would just have people in class just like want to talk shit to me just because I was faster than them. So that'll be an example. Like just trying to go at me, but I'm one of those people who definitely go back at you. So that doesn't work. Like,
I mean, it's definitely happened to me. Like, you motherfuckers don't need to know what I do in real life, but let's just say that I have a good job, and most of the people who do the same job as me are at least probably 12 to 15 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And they don't like seeing somebody like younger than them. Yeah. Not only doing what they could do, but like surpassing them in certain ways. And so they always try to talk to, not everybody, but certain ones try to talk to me like I'm a kid. I'm like, yo, hey, motherfucker, no. We got the same job. Yeah. We got the same title. I also know for a fact I make more money than you. Yes. So don't sit here and try to sun me.
Bro, that's why I like around our age, I feel like we have definitely just got comfortable to the spot like, no, you're not gonna fucking bully me. You're not gonna little kid me.
I'm not with it.
No, son. No.
And that's the thing. I feel like if you're Max, it's like, if you don't want me on the show, then
fuck it.
I gotta bounce.
To be fair, Max can do something else and easily make money too.
Oh, he already has something else. So he has a big enough name that even if Stephen A was like, I don't want him on my show. Okay. Even if he wasn't on ESPN no more, like somebody was going to
get picked up somewhere.
So he's already got an afternoon radio show plus another on-air show, I believe, and he does like boxing coverage. I think
he's going to be where the Jump time slot was. I believe I heard that.
Okay. Now I know they fired Rachel Nichols and
how do you feel?
I shouldn't say fired. They let her go.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, all right, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I felt where Rachel Nichols was coming from. Because her whole thing was, I get Maria Taylor is a black woman and ESPN wants to have more diversity and she's earned her spot, but why she got to take my spot? Because she was like, I'm also a woman, and just because ESPN has like a shitty past when it comes to like diversity doesn't mean that, how can I put this? It doesn't mean that black woman should be the flavor of the day at the to the detriment of like other groups of people. Yes. So it shouldn't be like, well, black woman is a flavor of the day. So even though white woman is part of the minority here at ESPN, we're gonna push her out the way because it's Black Woman Day. And that's basically what she was saying.
Another question. If you know that Highly Unquestionable is ending, why don't you just give Maria Taylor a spot right there?
Well, so, okay, do you know what the source of the beef was?
Of which one?
Of the beef with Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, so the source of the beef was they were going into the NBA bubble.
Yep.
And normally Rachel Nichols was like the lead on like the jump on like the NBA coverage.
But they were going
to let Maria Taylor do it in the bubble. And Rachel was like, no, get that hoe out of here. And people took it like she was like anti-black women. No, Rachel Nichols was just like, this is my spot.
It's my thing.
I earned my spot. This is my thing. She was saying Maria Taylor has earned a spot.
Yes.
But this motherfucker right here?
Yeah.
This one right here? This is my spot.
This shit right here?
This is mine.
And you know what's crazy? The Jump was actually good. Like, it's one of my shows I actually liked on ESPN. I thought it was not, I'm not saying just because Rachel Nichols was on there, but it was a good show. Like, they always had good talent. She did a good job. I don't understand.
I don't know. Rachel Nichols always struck me like, I don't know, that she's sucked dick for heroin in her life. So like I couldn't take her seriously.
She was getting a bang.
And allegedly she was fucking Jimmy Butler in the bubble. So who knows?
Did she have to pay for the coffee?
I mean, I doubt it.
Also, shouts out to Jimmy Buckets, man. Miami Heat.
Who is mad married, but that's a whole other thing.
Is he?
Yeah. That's part of why it was like a scandal in the bubble.
You're telling me, a married NBA player, Tristan Thompson, you telling me that he was unfaithful?
I mean, I was flabbergasted as well.
That's crazy.
But
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If there's Rachel Nichols in the bubble, cool. But Malika Andrews is there too. You better shoot your shot, son.
Hey, who knows? Jimmy might have. This might have been Plan B.
That's gotta be
that might have been Jimmy's fallback option. Who knows?
What a talent. Give her a show.
Speaking of talent, all right, before we get out of here, I want to end on a positive note because we talked about a lot of dark, sad shit today.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so this is the part where I'm going to need you to edit in a picture of Mexican rapper Dan Sir.
Oh, I got you, B. I got you.
Who has, anybody want to guess? Wait, listeners, I'll give you a second to guess what he's done to himself. He had gold chains implanted in his head. And like dreadlocks.
No. Say it again to make sure they heard you correctly.
Gold chains implanted in his head. So the way like dreadlocks, like long hair would hang down on you like this right here, like some spaghetti, is gold chains on Dan Sir.
What the fuck, man?
he had dermals implanted in his skin, like all over his head, then had gold chains attached to the dermals in his head.
So Future Terrell has already inserted the picture, so you see how fucking ridiculous he looks.
Yeah, he looks.
Why?
He looks like he ain't got no type of home training. Like nobody loves him. Like
Son,
nobody around him like cares about his well-being.
Could I become a better rapper? Nah. I'm just gonna put some fucking gold chains, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna get my bars
attention.
up. I'm gonna get me some clout. That means nothing in real fucking
And guess
life.
what? Will we remember him next week? Will we remember him Wednesday from?
Here's the thing, right? I don't get doing this, but I get doing wild things for publicity. But you got to have a plan for what to do with that attention.
Yes.
I'm never going to listen to a single bar from Dan
No.
Sir.
Yeah.
Ever.
Never.
I'm not going to look at his Instagram, his SoundCloud, none of it. I'm going to laugh at this picture and be like, that's going to suck when you got to remove that shit from your head.
But you know what?
And then move on.
Some things do work. So the song I sent you earlier this week, the Yabby Dabby Doo.
Mm-hmm. From your man, Marty Marr.
Yeah. You know how I found out about that song?
How?
So there was a dude like riding his car in Atlanta in an interstate. And he saw this dude on top of his car, like on the shoulder, just rapping on top of a car. He was like, oh, somebody's getting it in. So he gets a little closer, rolls down his window, and all he hears is, yabby dabby doo, yabby dabby. I was like, what the fuck is this? And dude, like, I looked it up. This dude, like, really has, like, his song on streaming services.
Okay, but does he have bars outside of...
That's the only song I listen to. And no. His bars are terrible. It's the most elementary shit. But do I buff it from time to time just to feel good? Absolutely.
Hey, yo, shout out to Mike Sherm. He got a song called Antioch Pac. It's trash. Plus that shit at least once or twice a week. Whatever, give him a few streams. Antioch Pac. Now, it's not like Antioch in Nashville. Because I thought if it had been Antioch in Nashville,
we had to represent for him.
Son, I would have bought a Mike Sherm t-shirt.
Had to represent.
But no, he's from California. And I guess there's some place called Antioch near where he's from.
Speaking of rappers named Mike, you remember Mike Brown from the White Rapper Show?
I don't think I watched
King of the Burbs.
Rappers. Oh yeah, I do. Why am I lying?
Did you know?
I definitely watched.
Apparently, this motherfucker is still touring. Like he's still.
What type of venues is Mike Brown?
I want to say he's touring Macklemore, but that could be. He's touring somebody right now. The Great White Hope is still toured.
Yo, I got to be honest. I thought him and Riff Raff were both jokes. Like I thought, like
no, they are jokes. They just
to get on
they
TV.
Just haven't accepted they are jokes.
And well, here's what I'll say. I remember Mike Brown. He kind of had bars.
He was
on
rapping
the White
though.
Rapper show. Yeah, he kind of had bars.
I want to go back and watch it.
They weren't good bars.
I want to go
but
back and watch it because, like, right now, like, you can have. I gotta stop saying like. You can go back and listen to music. I mean, like now you can listen to music and the bars aren't even that great, but you like the song. I don't think, unfortunately, lyrics are as important as they should be.
Oh yeah, I mean.
It's just the vibe.
It's different.
It's
I think it depends on what you listen to music for, and we could probably do 2 hours on just this.
Man, facts.
But for me, like it kind of depends. Like for me, all right, I hear the first 5-6 notes of the song.
Yeah.
If the beat has not already grabbed me,
can't do
you
it.
better be spitting flames.
But I will say, I know we're about to end this. While I did just say that, I also feel like it's coming back in a way because Andre 3000's verse and Common's freestyle, which wasn't a freestyle because freestyles aren't true freestyles nowadays, were fire.
Here's the thing, though. Most people can't do that.
Exactly.
Like, I get that, like, it's popular and it's going to get a lot of views, but most people can't do that shit.
I like that most people can't do it because that's why you can actually appreciate it. Like,
I mean, I appreciate it, but here's the issue, right? So, like, we in the streaming era.
Yes.
Let's say Common puts his freestyle out on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. How many times are you really going to listen to that?
Once, and then I'm gonna listen to it next May. Oh shit, I forgot about this.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just like the goal at this point, unfortunately,
those streams up.
Right, it's not necessarily to make the best music,
right.
the best art possible.
Yeah.
It's how can I stream the most?
Sad.
And if you want to stream the most, make Certified Lover Boy. Quit acting like a puto, keep it a buck like a tentacupo. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
I kept my word. I recently listened to Donda. I will say, second listen was better.
Still not good.
I will say
still not Certified Lover Boy.
Yes, it's not. I will say
I still don't got no friends.
The highs are higher than any high of Certified Lover Boy. But overall, I will give CLB the win.
Of course you will. You're not giving it the win. CLB took the win.
I will say,
what are you talking about?
Donda's way better than the first listen, I will say.
Come on, man. 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. Kanye can't do that.
No, Kanye
literally cannot do that.
That song's beastly.
Whether Drake wrote it or not, Kanye can't do that. Because people want to say, oh, well, Drake has ghostwriters.
I'm going to tell you
why can't somebody else go be
I'm going to tell you what needs to happen.
What?
They need to stop fucking around. Let Kanye do the production. Let Drake do the words, the rhymes, the lyrics. You have a classic.
That shit would break the fucking internet.
Oh my, that would be. And
I'm not even talking about like, it would be number one on trending. I mean, like the internet would shut down.
That might be that could possibly be one of the greatest albums ever if that happens.
If Drake and Kanye did like a collab tape, like the internet would.
Do you remember
the
this?
internet would come to an end. The internet would be over.
Do you remember the song? Scoopity poop, poopity scoop, scoopity whoop, whoop. Do you remember the story behind that song?
I don't think so. But I do remember the song.
The thing was that beat for that song was made for Drake. Mm. But for whatever reason, they had that little thing, and Kanye was like, I'm just going to do poopity scoop over it.
Jesus Christ. Like, sometimes when he's like off his meds, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Poopity scoop poop. So I heard about this. I heard someone was saying that the only time he can be creative is when he's not taking his meds, because when he's on them, he just can't create. So that's kind of like why he went to Wyoming, like kind of get away from people, because he gets a little nuts. But that's the only time he can make like this shit. Because apparently he has that thing where he sees sound, whatever it's called. I don't know the name of it.
Sounds like psychosis, but okay.
Yeah, basically. But he's got like some of that. That's why like his shit is so quotation hands genius. But anyway, I don't know. I don't want to keep going. It's NFL Sunday, bitch. Week 1.
Hey, it's a great day to tighten up.
Tighten the fuck up.
Go listen to Certified Lover Boy again. This is the end of episode 46. You got anything else you want to say to the people? All I want to say is tighten up, baby. We about to get this win. You feel me? Adori's not with us anymore, but I'm still wearing this jersey right now because until I get another jersey, this is what I'm rocking with. What up? Hey, the ones with former players be on mad sale, so fuck it. Yeah. Fuck bitches, get money. It was new. No, I'm just saying, if you're looking for a Titans jersey, you can get you. You can buy this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Unsigned. Hey, you could get a what was his name? Drank too much tequila. Lindell White. Yeah, you get a Lindell White jersey for like $20. Said he like went on a tequila diet and lost weight. Shouts out to Lindell White. Where's he at after like 4 seasons in the league? Great day to tighten up. I don't know where he is. I was answering your question. I don't know the answer. Let's go make this money. Let's get time to bet again. Get your fantasy team right. Much success to you this year, sir. Oh, I mean, I'm going to need it today. I caught a quick ass whooping from CeeDee Lamb and Tom Brady on Thursday, but it's okay. We coming back. You heard me? We can't be held down. You heard me? Hey, you see what I'm wearing? I ain't got no motherfucking slogan. Fantasy team about to take flight on you motherfuckers. Ooh. This has been episode 46 of the NASHty Boys. Yeah. We love y'all. Love you.